Recorded Books presents a Griot audio production of Freedom in the Family, a mother-daughter memoir of the fight for civil rights, by Tananarive Due and Patricia Stephens Due. This unabridged recording is narrated by Lizan Mitchell and Patricia R. Floyd. Griot Audio celebrates the best in contemporary African American fiction and nonfiction. This book is copyrighted 2003 by Tananarive Due and Patricia Stephens Due. This recording is copyrighted 2004 by Recorded Books, producer and publisher of Griot Audio. Patricia Stephens Due was a civil rights activist with the Congress for Racial Equality while attending Florida A&M University. In 1960, based on her nonviolent stand during a landmark jail-in, she received the prestigious Gandhi Award. Over the years, she has continued to work for change in America, conducting civil rights workshops for schools, colleges, and civic groups. She is married to the civil rights lawyer John D. Due, Jr., and has 3 daughters, one of whom is Tananarive. A former features writer for the Miami Herald, Tananarive Due has written many acclaimed novels, including My Soul to Keep and The Good House. In Freedom in the Family, mother and daughter have together compiled, in alternating chapters, a paean to the civil rights movement, with its privations, its nameless foot soldiers, and its hard-won achievements. And now, Freedom in the Family.
Chapter 1. Patricia Stephens Due. The American Negro must remake his past in order to make his future. Arthur A. Schomburg. There are so many misconceptions today about the civil rights movement. People think blacks were a unified front in the old days, with everyone marching and holding hands. Well, that's not true. If only it had been that easy. Just like today, in cities and towns across the South, there were always a select few who lit the fires and went to the meetings, and eventually others followed. Dr. Martin Luther King wasn't the only one lighting the fires. He had a lot of influence, but he was only one man. It concerns me when I hear people say, if only we had Martin Luther King today, as if we're helpless without him. I wish we had Dr. King today, too, but Dr. King did not create the movement. There were hundreds and thousands of ordinary people who did extraordinary things. Daily heroism went unrewarded and unrecorded. Some heroes were children, and some were retired. There were maids, ministers, students, teachers, housewives, and they suffered. Their families suffered. Their jobs suffered. I know people who never recovered from the movement. I know people who today cannot bring themselves to talk about what happened to them during that era. I know people who had to spend time in mental institutions. I knew people who committed suicide. I knew people who died, and they were all ordinary people. I remember sitting on a textbook committee for school children in Miami-Dade County a few years ago, and when I asked why the social studies books under consideration mentioned nothing about Tallahassee's civil rights struggle, school officials tried to tell me that nothing of note had happened in Florida. I was there, I protested, but they looked at me as if I were speaking a foreign language. A living witness didn't matter to them. Without written documentation, I was told, the 49 days my sister and I spent in jail, the tear gas that burned my eyes, and the people I knew could not be included. As if we had never existed. There's a saying I believe in. History belongs to those who write it. I have to write ours.
Chapter 2. Tananarive Due. I could not be sure whether for the rest of my life I would be able to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?